He has been gazing at the stars much longer than most of us and with a great deal more vision than most of us. For 40 years, Ray Bradbury has been one of America's most highly acclaimed writers of science fiction, and he joins us now live from our Los Angeles bureau. And as always, Ray, you look far beyond today. So give us a taste of what it is you see as being the ultimate culmination of manned spaceflight.
Well, I was out at JPL on Saturday for the Uranus encounter. And on that day, it was an exhilaration that reminded us that we were alive in a very strange and beautiful universe. Now, a day like today teaches us the reverse, that we are also capable of dying. And then we ask the reason for this. Why are we exhilarated one day and destroyed the next? And I was reminded of a thing that I saw on television some years ago when Carl Sagan was showing us the structure of DNA molecules and enzymes of all things. And I thought, just 2 days ago, I wrote an article about this, where the universe shouts at us, and the universe is the universal enzyme, and we are these massive molecules of DNA, and we respond. For secret reasons, we've come alive in the universe, and we love the gift of life. So on Saturday, we celebrated the fact that we lived, and today we discover that we have to die in order to go on celebrating.
Now, you spoke to me earlier this afternoon about the possibility of outer space providing us with an answer to the wars that we have been fighting. I'd love to be able to bring this program to some kind of a positive conclusion. We've brushed against so many different subjects. Go ahead, and then we'll go around among all our guests.
Well, yes, we've always needed to be tested. That we like to know that we are strong, that we are imaginative, that we have willpower. Toynbee, many years ago, in his various books, spoke of the challenge of the future rushing upon us and challenging us to survive. And we survive in many ways. Too often in the past, we have survived by destroying one another. And the wars of the past have been futile and ridiculous to most of us. Now, all of a sudden, we discover we have a war worth fighting. In other words, in the long night of time, we humans on this earth, in the middle of this universe, have a challenge. What is the challenge? Gravity, space, time, death, and darkness. Therefore, space travel has always meant to me our endeavor to fight the good fight, the best war, the one that's really worth winning, the positive war against time and death. And if we win that, with all the sacrifices that come with it, moving on out to the moon, to Mars, and then to Alpha Centauri someday, we will have won the supreme battle, and we'll go on living forever after that.
Now, Marcia Smith, as you begin to prepare your report that goes to the president, that goes to Congress, is that a little bit too philosophical, a little bit too poetic, a little bit too far out, no pun intended?
Well, we are very philosophical and far out at the commission, and I'm not quite sure how far out we're going to be in our ultimate report. I'm not sure how much what happened today is going to affect our report. I would like to respond, however, to something that Alex Rowland said and greatly take exception with what he said about machines being able to do everything that people can do. In the Soviet space program, they've already found out, for example, that the human eye looking down at an ocean sees very different things than a sensor looking down at an ocean. It can see patterns in the waves that the sensors can't see. Maybe someday we'll be able to build robot spacecraft that can exactly mimic what the human systems can do, but so far we don't have that capability.
All right, quickly, Mr. Rowland, a response from you. I want to give everyone just a chance to quickly round it off.
Surely. I'd like to remind everyone that we have designed a machine to go to Mars to perform the most subtle and most complicated of missions, that is, determine if there's life there, and we succeeded with the machine in sending it there, orbiting it, sending it down to the surface, collecting samples and testing for life. Any society that can build a machine like that can build machines to do lots of the things our astronauts are doing in space. Not all of them, but lots of them. And I don't think we should engage that cost and the human risk any more than we have to.
General Yeager, you, for so many of us, personify the man in the cockpit, the man in the shuttle.
Well, Ted, I've seen a lot of programs come and go over my career as a military pilot, both in combat, research, and have watched the space program. I've seen many accidents very similar to what we have seen today. And a lot of people make a lot of comments, but it boils down, we find out what caused the accident, fix it, and press on. And there's a lot of people, fortunately, in this country who are aggressive enough to make these programs work. And that's the way it's going to be, in my opinion, from now on.
All right. I have really wanted more time to give so many guests a little more opportunity to say something more. I just hope you'll accept that I'm very grateful to each and every one of you for joining us here this evening. Every loved one left behind by those setting out for the unknown has felt it. A bittersweet mixture of pride and fear that simply won't go away until the voyage is over. And when we come back, we'll hear a poem written by the wife of an astronaut whose wives, parents,